This is actually our friend. Well, Matt just met him for the first time today, but
Should I do the look?
you look like you could be like a WWF wrestler from like the 80s. That's my friend Andy. He also goes by the name Bearded Humor. I mean, look at the shirt there. Beer fact number 1, snake venom is the strongest beer. Alcohol level, 67.5%. Do you know about that, Matt?
Well, let me just talk about those alcohol levels, because there's a line you cross where you're not beer any longer, because ale yeast can get up to maybe 20, maybe 21 or 22 at the best, because then you have to do some other processes to get it that strong. So like a distillation or a freeze method. So at a certain point, are you still talking about beer, or is it something new? It's cool.
It sounds like it's moonshine.
I don't want to try it.
Yeah, what would you call something that's an alcohol level of 67?
Well, I guess
Moonshine.
Right.
Malt beverage.
A malt beverage. All right. And I think we got another beer fact. Beer fact number 2. A brewery in Iceland produced beer from smoked whale testicles.
I'll try it.
I would absolutely try that. How do we get that?
Can we get a name on it?
Yeah. Do you have a name on that?
Who's got Google?
Because we could ask Dennis, who supplies the beers.
Dennis, go.
We could ask Dennis, to get us some of that. I would try that crap.
It's got to have sperm.
Who's to
in it.
say
It's a
Iceland?
whale.
I think he said Iceland, right? Yeah, Iceland. What's up, Andy?
Hi, Andy. It's Andy.
Thanks for checking out, Tuesdays at Gebhards, brother. Just so the people know, Bigfoot equals Ron. Oh, you're Ron. You're dressed as Bigfoot today, Ron.
It could be. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know what's going on here. Masks are pretty good these days.
I met Andy, aka Bearded Humor, through Carl. Technically, we met and became instant friends after the death of Carl Ruiz. Right?
Yeah, it's
You were a good friend of his because you guys lived close together back in the day.
I told the story. It's interesting that I knew Carl growing up. I knew him as a little kid. He was in the same area. He was. It's at dinner time. I used to hear his grandmother, Carlito. I knew that. I started to connect. I connected with like Guy Fieri and a whole bunch of people. I have another Instagram page called Fool Network, and it's all mocking all the chefs. And the chefs have a great sense of humor. I mean, it's like
to your face,
Rocco Despirito. Like I do Crocco Despirito. You know, and they have a great thing. Guy loves all the stuff that I do, and I kept trying to connect with Carl because he would always be by Mario's, by my house. I'm from Jersey, North Jersey, over in Passaic. And he would always be stopping by local places. And I didn't realize that Carl Ruiz was Carlito at the time. And I would always see him, and I'd be like, hey, let's catch up. And he'd just like, stop by Mario's one day. We'll catch up. We'll hang out. We'll talk. He'd like my work. Never happened. When he passed, I started to notice a lot of the younger kids from my neighborhood, the younger group, they started posting up, oh, Carlito. And I was like, oh my God, I knew that's when I realized that I knew who he was.
You knew him as a child.
As Carlito from down the block, from Kensington Terrace.
God.
Yeah.
And then we went to the unveiling of his street in Passaic, New Jersey, and that's where we met.
Yeah.
We've been friends ever since. So, Matt, Andy's got quite the story. I don't even know where to begin. Oh my God. First of all, he doesn't drink beer.
Well, I do. It's the fact that real quick, I'm a special needs parent, and my time really needs to be focused on my son and taking care of him. I can't afford the hangover. That's the problem.
Right.
You
got full-time care, right? You pretty much got a nurse.
Well, no, we have nursing from 7:30 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. so we can get some rest, because before that, all those years, my wife and I would switch every night. So now at least we have nursing.
So you got 12 hours a day where you could have a little.
Yeah, it's not every night. I mean, some nights we don't have the nursing.
Right.
It's through a nursing agency through the state. So some nights you have nursing, some nights you don't. Some nights they come later. Whatever we can get helps.
Right.
It's just trying to.
And you on my podcast you talked about all this. So you want to share what's going on with your son?
I could give the real quick. When he was 3.5. My son was stricken with bacterial meningitis, suffered 2 strokes. He was left a deaf mute. He's had so many brain surgeries. He's had so many stomach surgeries. He recently just had his VNS upgraded, which is basically the pacemaker for the brain, which is now learning his seizures. My son has seizures every day.
Every day?
Every day. Yeah, numerous times a day. But what this pacemaker does is it actually learns his seizures, and it will start to learn his heart rate and his breathing, and it will hopefully be able to send the right signal to the brain to help slow down the seizures.
How long has he had that?
He got it I think when he was like 5. The battery died right before COVID, and we weren't going to go to the hospital to get the battery replaced on it. So we just got the battery replaced. About 6 months ago. It like I said, this is a new version of it. It's the updated version, and we're seeing some good and some bad. So, but the doctor said the other day, he said it literally takes 1.5 years to see the full scope of it. So we're still in the learning, and it's
a tough trial period.
That's exactly that's my life. You know,
Oh my
No.
God.
So you always do that.
Oh my!
You know,
I feel uncomfortable.
No. Listen,
Matt's uncomfortable. We're all uncomfortable.
We
We're
all
uncomfortable,
carry.
man.
She carries a different weight on her shoulders. He's writing a ticket. He carries a different weight on his shoulders.
Right.
We all carry a different weight on our shoulders, and it's just how you deal with it. And I'll tell you, the best way to deal with it is with good people. And that's the best way to deal with it. Is just
then you
laugh.
might want to like leave and try to find those
go
good
away.
people. You might want to go
away.
You might want to go find the good people.
This is therapy. This is comedy is therapy. Like I said, right after I leave here, I'm going to go hit an open mic.
Right.
Being up on stages, that's the greatest therapy.
Right on. Andy is like a super parent, John Quartz. See, it's John Quartz's birthday, and he's calling you a super parent.
Happy birthday, John! Thank you very much.
And when did you start growing the obvious beard?
I've always had a goatee.
You didn't notice the beard?
Wow.
I've been dreaming.
I've always had a goatee. For a while, I had to shave it. I'm a retired police officer, so there were times in my career that I had to shave. For the most part, I was a detective, so like I said, I always had the long goatee, the Scott Ian from Anthrax goatee. And then one no shave November, I just let it all go.
There you go.
And it's just been
How many years?
It's, oh my gosh, at least 10 now. But it got to a point where I don't trim it up that much, and it kind of just stopped growing. If I trim it, then it's kind of just this thing.
Wait, you said you had to shave it for work, and you were a cop. Did they let you keep the mustache, or did they make you keep?
No, I didn't leave the mustache because the porn mustache look.
Get out of here!
Yeah, I didn't like the.
You're not one of us, are you? You shaved my lip, man.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it was.
Oh my God, that is wild. Do people like cross the street when they see your beard? I mean, that's an intense beard you got there, Andy.
It's you get weird comments, and you get the every now and then somebody wants to grab
touch it.
It's that. I mean, a lot of people with beards don't like that. I don't. If you ask and you want to touch it, fine.
You should try it out for.
Big part of that.
You should try it out for ZZ Top. I think.
I could.
You play bass?
I play bass. I play drums. I play not good. I play instruments, but I don't play them well.
You just got to wait for another one to bite the dust. So you might want to learn some drums.
I'm waiting for the ZZ Top. Who's it? Gillette offered them like $1 million to shave. Gillette, if you're watching, call me.
I think we can get you 100.
I'd shave.
We can get you 100. We can get you 100 to shave there, Andy.
No, that's for his chicken. That's not for my beard.
Yeah,
100's for his chicken.
For the fried chicken.
Don't steal Matt's chicken.
Oh my God! After your story, everyone stopped donating. Everyone's like, "Go screw Opie. Where's his GoFundMe? Where's Andy's GoFundMe?" Oh God! And then also you're adopted too, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's good. That's you had an adoption story on a while ago, and we had talked about.
Yeah, but let's redo it here for Matt. Matt doesn't know. Matt doesn't listen to my podcast.
This is a mess. Again, I'm going to try to compact it because it's a disaster. Back in 1969, and my parents they had my sister. I have an older sister who's 4 years older. Then they wanted to adopt a child. Northeast area at the time, a lot of adoptions were going back to the original birth mothers. My parents looked into Florida because Florida wasn't doing that. So it was set up. My parents went to Florida somewhere in the middle of August. I was born. 3 days later, I came back on a plane from Florida to Newark, and then I lived my life in Passaic. I was told that I was an adopted child. I had the books. I knew. My parents told me very early on that part of the deal was the family that gave me up did not want any contact. They didn't want me to know anything. They didn't want to know anything. They knew absolutely nothing. The only thing my father did tell me was after they got me, when they were walking back to the room, he said he looked in the room and he was fairly certain that was my birth mother. And he said that she was absolutely gorgeous. He said that's the only thing that we ever knew. So like I said, I knew all along. I always felt that I had a brother, not knowing nothing. When my wife and I got married and we were planning to have kids, I have a heart defect called WPW. I had heart surgery for it.
Whoa! What? So wait, what is that about?
It's if you remember way back in the day, again, I had the heart attack and I blew it off because I was 19. I was doing.
You had a heart attack at 19?
Yeah, I had a heart attack at 19. I was maybe doing some things that I shouldn't have been doing at the time.
Don't you screen these guys?
And then I became a cop. I was doing some things that I shouldn't have been doing at the time. Possibly could have led to the heart attack. Again, I had surgery. So when my wife and I were planning to have kids, wanted to know my family history because, for children. I reached out to a couple of people in Florida looking for some things. I was born in Miami-Dade. Miami-Dade had closed. It turned out all of their records had basically just been left out in a dumpster and destroyed.
Smart.
So it was no record. I hired a private investigator from Florida. It took him, I think, 3 months to finally get a first lead. Then he started getting some things. Then one night he sends me a picture, which was absolutely hilarious because when he first got it, he goes, I think I found your birth parents, your birth mother, and your birth father. He sends a picture. The guy basically looked exactly the way I look
right now.
Almost
beard and all.
It was like insane. So my wife and I laughed and we were like, oh, this must have been like a because they look like hippies. I mean, like true hippies. So we were like, oh, this must have been a Halloween thing. Guys says, no, that's not a Halloween thing. That's your family. Sit down. I got some explaining to do. He starts getting into the history. To put it all together, like I said, I learned a lot of different things over the years from him, from meeting with the family. My birth father, he had a boat. He was he used to drive the Rolling Stones around.
Oh, damn it.
He was a major coke dealer in Miami at the time.
Damn it.
He was involved in a coke deal that went bad. I think some people passed. He fled to Mexico. Hid in Mexico. They found him in Mexico where I think he did like a year in a Mexican jail before they brought him back to Florida. I think this was shortly after I was born. But the thing is, my birth mother did not want another child in the family. The day that I was born, my entire family was on the beach. She told them that a friend was coming to pick her up, that she wasn't feeling well. She went to the hospital.
Wait, she hid her pregnancy?
No, they knew that. No.
Oh, okay.
She just said that she wasn't feeling well. This was all planned. She went to the hospital, gave birth to me, called the family and said that I died.
Oh my God.
When I was 19 years old, she told the family the truth. So until I was 19, they all thought that I had died. Wow. They started searching for me when I was 19. They couldn't find me again either because all the records were gone.
Yeah.
So it was me finally finding out about some things that got some. They owned porn shops. Like I said, it was my brother had a monkey. My brother had a pet monkey. A pet monkey. I missed out on a pet. But I met my birth mother and my birth father before they passed. And they pretty much all said the same thing, that I was the lucky one. I was the one that I have.
Yeah, of course.
I have a brother and two sisters from my birth family.
Right.
And like I said, it's interesting to meet people who you never knew, to find out how much you have in common.
Was your adopted father right? Was your mom hot?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She was the woman that he was with at the time. I think she was a penthouse pet back in the day. My mother was, I think, Miss Indianapolis 500, or it was like, yeah,
that's a hell of a story.
Yeah, and like there's so much more to it, and it's like I expected to find out a nice normal family that I came from.
But you told everybody that you died at birth, and then they find out 19 years later.
And then they tried to search for me with no end. But like I said, I was in my 20s when we were planning about having a kid, so that's when I started looking. And when I found them,
I want to take this opportunity to say F the Catholic Church, because a lot of people were trying to find their birth parents, and the church is like, we ain't giving you the records, go screw. But 23andMe.
Yeah, exactly. Now I would be able to find that a lot easier.
Oh my God! Now you get the stories. Like I did 23andMe, and I don't check my email because I don't want to know that what pops up.
It was hilarious because like I was a detective at the time, and the investigator in Florida that I'm dealing with, he's like, okay, he's like talking. He's like, okay, sit down. He goes, I'm gonna send you your father's rap sheet now.
Oh my God!
Like, okay, and again, it's an interesting journey.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Well, you came out all right then, I guess, because
you can say that.
Well, I mean, how were your your parents' parents?
My parents. Yes, my parents. The one who those are the ones I call my parents.
Yeah, of course.
My father passed away a couple of years ago. He was absolutely my best friend. My mother, I feel she did a great job with me. I mean, they said that I was the lucky one to get away from everything.
Right.
And I'm grateful that I feel that I was. And I had a great life. I have no complaints. It's not like, oh, I got a horrible. No, I got a wonderful family. And, you know, my parents and my sister.
That is a wild story. My God, man. Bob Lord, I don't want to let this comment go by because Bob Lord, he's one of ours from the private Facebook group. He told this story, and I want him to tell it again. But basically, he says, someday I will pop back on and finish my story about my buddy with the long beard who went to Vietnam, lost his buddy, and hasn't shaved his beard since.
My father-in-law, who also passed away, when my son first got sick, he grew a beard and he wouldn't shave it.
Really?
He did not shave it because it was his thing was he said when my son gets better, then he would shave.
Right.
And my son, you know, never got better, so he just I understand that the growing of the beard.
Did he awkwardly shave it one day?
No, I
I thought he was fine. I thought I saw him riding a bike.
You gotta be. Well,
I gotta make some jokes. One day he's like, "Oh man, I think I gotta shave this thing."
The other day when Opie and I talked about this, and I said, "Okay, I'm gonna see if I can come out as long as everything was okay."
Yeah.
I actually went to the bathroom, and besides here, they get insane.
Right.
They get absolutely insane. So I took my clippers and I had it like on a 2 or something like that, and I went up each side except for I think it's this side. It collapsed. And it literally took it down to the skin.
Oh,
and I was just like, I'm just like, I got all this to cover it. So, I've done the accidental every now and then with a mustache. I'll be like, I can't go out for 2 weeks now.
Yeah. You got kind of Jim Carrey eyes.
You can with the horse-drawn cart.
Yes.
Anyone say you got Jim Carrey eyes?
I've heard the Jim Carrey comments.
A little bit.
I'll take that. It's as a comedian, if I can be as quarter of as animated as him.
And you also got a daughter who's very, very talented.
My daughter Dakota is she's my kids are always with me. My son right here is on Spider-Man's big Spider-Man fan.
Wait, show
my
your
daughter Dakota.
Right.
They're always with me. She's my inspiration. Her name is basically written in rock because she's
show
the rock of our family.
Move it to the camera. That rocks. That's some good art.
She's the rock of our family.
Right.
And my son is, like I said,
What happened? Hold on. Let me go street cam.
What do you think about my tattoos?
Hold on.
My tattoos.
Let me go street cam.
Who is that?
Street cam.
That's Spider Girl.
Who are
Girl? I'll go with her.
Who are you? Who are you?
I'm General.
Who?
The General.
You're the general.
General?
Yeah.
We're gonna have chicken tonight.
Damn it. You're the general.
Yeah.
How long you been in the neighborhood?
I've been just passing through.
You just passing through?
Yeah.
General.
All right, general.
General.
He's the insurance guy then?
Oh my God, you're collecting money like crazy over here.
All right. Thank you very
General, I
much.
want you to have a great day.
What's your story, brother? How long you been in New York?
I've been home since 17 years after my father and mother died.
17 years you've been homeless?
Yeah, since my father and my mom passed away.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Crying out shame and stuff.
Where do you lay down at night? Not the shelters because they're pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, I've been to those places. I've been to a whole lot of those places, but they don't recognize no one.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
No, I've heard that the shelters are really, really scary.
Got screwed. Some of our employees actually, they're trying to get on their feet. They've been in shelter,
Right.
and they don't show up to work. And I got to replace them. They come crying 2 days later, like they wouldn't let us out. They locked us down. I told them I had a job. They're like, "Too bad, you just lost your job."
Yeah,
So they don't let you get back on your feet. They don't help you in any way. It seems tough stuff.
Yeah, they all say they for you, but they ain't for you.
Did you ever live in the tunnels underground
Yeah. Well, I
back
never.
in the day?
Yeah,
The Amtrak tunnels?
yeah,
You've been there.
yeah.
I took a tour down there. I mean, it was like one big party down there.
Yeah, you have nowhere to go. You
Right.
know, you have to camp out somewhere.
Right. Yeah, they'd go in the tunnels because it was safer and it was warm.
Yeah,
It got you out of the elements. A lot of the people that used to live in the tunnels, they would come up during the day to do jobs, and then at night, as the sun was going down, it was a manhole cover or a little thing on the side of the West Side Highway, and they'd sneak back in.
yeah.
I know that shit, brother.
I know. I seen a lady come up with a cashmere coat on.
A cashmere coat, I believe it.
She came from underground. So.
Right. All right. Well, nice talking to you, brother.
All
Good
right.
luck.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good day, General.
Wow. That's the general. You never know. I mean, this Tuesdays at Gebhards is, you never know who's going to.
It's like us. We all carry different weights. General carries a different weight than one of us.
Well, all right. Let me get back to the, wow. Oh, my God.
Dang
it. Oh, I don't even know if, did I have the right camera on for that?
Yes, I saw it.
You did?
Yep.
You sure?
Yeah, that's where I saw it happen.
I don't know. I don't know if I clicked on the right
I didn't
camera.
I think you did. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
All right. Well, whatever. So that's my friend.
See it in post.
That's my friend Andy, Bearded Humor. After that story, I think I need a beer, man.
Yeah, let's do
I think
something about that.
I need a beer. Oh my God. What do you think of the general? I don't know if you like me. I don't know if you like me talking to the street people, because then they're going to become regulars at Gebhards.
It's all right. He's just asking, Sometimes we get some real brutal folk around here.
Yeah. Let me say hi to Barrister 1401. $5 discount. Grizzly Adams looks terrified of that microphone like it is a razor or deodorant. Ah, man, Andy
Smells fine, guys. Smells fine.
Andy smells fine. The general, not so much. But I wasn't going to say anything.
Tough.
That was a little rough, right? A little rough.
What's he gonna do?
Bro, are you really pouring some Chimay right now?
Uh-huh.
Oh.